Hello everyone, and welcome to my bold and beautiful official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Brooke lashes out at Ridge and flees with Nick. According to teasers for The Bold and the Beautiful, Brooke Logan lashes out at Rich Forrester and flees with Nick Marone, while Lee Finnegan will turn down Sheila Sharp's request. With all of the memories of Italy and the media attention she received with Ridge, Brooke is now wondering why she came at all. Brooke is undoubtedly having difficulties at the moment, since it's just too difficult to be near Ridge in this way. Nick will naturally want to divert Brooke's attention and present her with an alternative course of action. Ridge will obstruct Nick's plan for Brooke to go to Italy for some fun and engage in a furious altercation with his opponent. According to previews, after Ridge declines to get back together with Brooke, she will decide she has had enough of his possessive behavior. Ridge will go off with Nick and allow him to woo her with some romantic moments when Brooke puts her on full blast. Nick will undoubtedly have enormous preparations as he gets ready to take Brooke out on the boat and make a memorable marriage proposal. Lee will conceal a startling reality back in Los Angeles in the interim. Sheila has been pressing for information regarding Luna Nozawa's ashes or grave, since she is anxious for some closure. Sheila begs Lee to give her the answer she wants, but Lee refuses. Lee will instead merely state that she is powerless to help Sheila at this time, and possibly advise her to simply go on with her life. Lee will only increase Sheila's doubts when she tells her to forget about this. Sheila will continue to obsess over Luna, as a result of Lee's peculiar response to her inquiries. Sheila will get increasingly certain that Lee has something to conceal the more bizarrely she behaves. Since Lee is taking care of her unconscious niece and granddaughter behind closed doors, fans are aware that she is in fact keeping Luna's survival a secret. Dr. Finn is seriously endangered by his discovery. The walls are closing in on the miracle Dr. Grace Buckingham, who is in hot water on The Bold and the Beautiful. Dr. Buckingham is going to have to explain something concerning that John Finnegan just discovered. What lengths will Grace Buckingham go to in order to silence Dr. Finn regarding her patient? Below are spoilers for what will happen next on Bold and Beautiful. Finn visited Liam Spencer's makeshift hospital room this week on the CBS soap opera to see how he was doing. The good doctor uses the occasion to pry into things because he has doubts about Liam's amazing recovery. According to teasers for Bold and Beautiful, Finn discovered a startling discovery when checking on Liam's surgical wounds. Any skilled medical professional would have known that the incisions would have been deeper and considerably larger if Grace Buckingham had removed a tumor from Liam's brain. Finn's notes indicate that Grace could not have performed the procedure she claims to have done. Finn, in contrast to Grace Buckingham, is unbuyable and takes his medical oaths very seriously. She will therefore be unable to buy him silence. Will Grace attempt another method of silencing Finn? If Finn makes his research and theories public, Grace Buckingham stands to lose a great deal. She will have to answer to a furious Bill Spencer, lose her employment, and most likely lose her medical license. According to rumors, Grace may even attempt to flee. Could she and Finn have a confrontation when she is attempting to avoid the town? Do you believe that in order to silence Steffi's husband, Grace Buckingham could attempt to have him killed? Brooke ends up in Destiny after strutting the runway. Ridge and Brooke took a speedboat down the Amalfi Coast. They continue to look at one another and smile as Unforgettable played. Eric and Italian designer Luisa Beccaria are there to greet them as they arrive in Capri. After complimenting her on her fashion skills, Brooke and Ridge went to the location where they were hosting a fashion show together. Backstage, Ridge and Eric labored to prepare the model's clothing. Although he didn't want to disturb Ridge the previous evening, Eric claimed to have witnessed Nick and Brooke sharing a kiss when he was in town. It appeared serious, he cautioned, and he had to commit to Brooke before Nick did. Ridge reminded his father, "I've made a commitment to Taylor. But have a peek at your location. You're present." "In Italy," Eric answered. He advised Ridge to take advantage of the day and see where it took him, and to recall himself of everything he had experienced with Brooke, particularly in Italy. Nick's boat was still being repaired at the marina, but Tomas had an idea. He arranged for Nick to be driven to Capri and Brooke in a convertible cab. When he got to town, he went to the fashion show on foot after asking a woman at a store for instructions. While Brooke was getting her hair and cosmetics done, Ridge stopped by the dressing room to say hello. He informed her that Eric had spotted them together, and that he was aware Nick was in Naples. "I'm glad to see Nick, but I'm sorry the news spoiled your otherwise wonderful day." "He at least tries," Brooke teasingly said. Ridge described Nick to Brooke as a self-centered snake. He was dismissed by Brooke, who suggested they could discuss it after the program. The fashion show took place outside on the patio, and the audience appeared to enjoy the styles displayed. However, everyone clapped and gasped when Brooke emerged wearing the eye-catching outfit. Ridge and the other models watched as Brooke strode triumphantly past the crowd, blowing kisses and waving. Brooke continued to give Ridge knowing glances as she went back, and he grinned. Ridge wrapped his arm around Brooke to pose for the media who wanted to take pictures of them together after the concert. They referred to them as fashion royalty, but Ridge drew Eric in and declared that his father was the real fashion king. A reporter inquired as to whether Ridge's engagement to Dr. Taylor Hayes was real. Instead, he turned to face Brooke, and the two of them stared at each other awkwardly. Eric interrupted to remark that their goal for the day was to discuss Capri's beauty and fashion. After that, he complimented Brooke for her timeless beauty, which was an inspiration to us all, and Ridge for his efforts. Reporters raved to Brooke and Ridge about their last fashion presentation, where Brooke stole the show in a bridal gown that brought back memories of their wedding in Portofino. Brooke excused herself, but Ridge wrapped his arm around her once more for additional photos. Ridge approached and inquired about her well-being. Brooke wished she was okay as she moaned about all of her memories of the two of them together. Ridge followed her out of the press conference as she continued to walk away. Eric turned to watch Nick enter. Approaching Nick at the door, he excused himself from the reporters he was speaking to. Nick claimed that one of the VIPs would be delighted to see him, despite Eric informing him that it was a private function. "You're not welcome here," Eric said with a frown. Ridge and Brooke were standing on a patio outside, close to the beach. Brooke required further time, but he suggested they should definitely return to the luncheon. Ridge admitted that it was painful for him to watch Brooke in that state, and that he knew she was struggling. Ridge resisted Brooke's suggestion that she simply go. Brooke informed Ridge that she could no longer handle their erratic relationship, and that it was killing her. Brooke told Ridge that she could see how much he loved her every time she looked at him, but he was too obstinate and foolish to acknowledge it. "All you want to do is tear my heart apart, drop it to the ground and repeatedly trample on it." Frustrated, she questioned, "Do you really like seeing me like this?" Although Ridge said he didn't, Brooke informed him that it was agony for her, and that she was no longer able to do it. Ridge stopped her as she turned to go. He stepped forward to place his hands on her shoulders. He comforted her by holding her arms and saying, "Stop, stop." Brooke informed him, "I have to leave, it's too difficult for me." "Please don't," Ridge begged. "Don't you? I have no idea why I traveled with you to Capri, Italy. The number of lovely memories is simply too great. I'm unable to remain here," Brooke moaned. Ridge responded, "You're not going anywhere," as she gave him a perplexed look. She placed a hand on Luna's shoulder at Lee's apartment and assured her that she would not allow her to pass away. Lee pleaded with her to come through while administering her medication via needle. Sheila revealed that she missed Luna, and Deacon could see she was upset at Il Giardino. Sheila was troubled that Lee wouldn't tell her where Luna was, even though she believed that they had a relationship over Luna's passing. She attempted to call Lee, but she didn't pick up, which seemed to be a pattern given that Lee had visited the restaurant and offered to help. Sheila believed that she owed Luna that much and simply wanted to honor her granddaughter. Lee was brusque with Sheila when she went back to Il Giardino to get takeout. In order to see Luna, Sheila inquired as to the location of her ultimate resting place. With a heavy sigh, Lee gave her a stern look. Sheila asserted that, as her grandma, she was entitled to know her location. Sheila pressed Lee for answers. Even though Nick is the captain, Ridge was the one who took Brooke sailing. To begin preparing for some amazing runway action, they drifted over to the fashion show. But before the models could show off, Eric drew his son away to let him know that Nick was getting closer to Brooke. Before it's too late, he pushed Ridge to commit to his destiny. "He's already committed to a future with Taylor," Ridge told his father once more. To get ready for the show, Brooke arranged herself a hair and makeup appointment. Ridge, who was furious to learn that she was kissing Nick, cut her off. Brooke silenced him. They have enough to focus on, and this was a hectic day. The performance then started. As the Italian elite watched, the gorgeous outfits struck the promenade. Everyone was beaming as the crowd was amazed by the swimsuits, kaftans, and even a few gowns. Naturally, Brooke stole the stage and everyone's attention with her vibrant and flowing beachwear. They then took some time to accommodate the media, many of whom requested pictures of Ridge and Brooke together. Additionally, Eric quickly intervened and shifted the topic when a reporter mentioned Ridge's recent engagement to Taylor. Nick, meantime, received some awful news regarding his yacht. It just wouldn't be prepared for his ambitious objectives. He needed a backup plan, which he discovered in a taxi. To make sure he was the only male on Brooke's mind, he hurried off to find her. Brooke was crying about how overwhelming it was to be in Italy with Ridge but not with Ridge when he arrived, and they were on the balcony. Eric advised Nick to go right away since he didn't want to ruin the moment. There he was not welcome. Not right now. Never.